Okay, so we're starting Unit 3. Okay, so you should have seen the PDF textbook and answered questions 1 through 9 here. Follow along with me and correct your work with a red pen, and then make sure you submit a picture of that. If you got them all right, give them check marks and submit a picture with your check marks just to show that you followed along with me. Number 1, find the surface area and volume of a rectangular prism formed by the net below. The length is 10 units, the width is 4 units, and the height is 5 units. So, yeah, a rectangular prism is just a box, okay? And what you see before you is an image of the box basically laid out flat, taken apart and laid out flat. They told you the length was 10, the width is 4, and the height is 5. The easiest thing to find here would be the volume. Okay, the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. So we'll just take those numbers they gave us and do 10 times 4 times 50, times 5, So 10 times 20 is 200 units cubed. It's cubed because, let's say if it was feet, you're doing feet times feet, which would be feet cubed. So this would be 200 units cubed is our volume. Now surface area is the sum of the area of each side. So we need to find the area of each side and add it up. Okay, so this one would be 10 times 4, so this one would be 40. This one is also going to be 40. And then everywhere you see a tick mark is the width, by the way. So down here, this would be 4 times 5, which is 20. This will be 10 times 5, which is 50. This would be 4 times 5, which is 20. This one would be 10 times 5, which is also 50. And so our surface area is going to be the sum of all these areas. So 40 plus 50 plus 40 plus 20 plus 50 plus 20. So we've got 240, so that's 2 times 40, plus, then we have 2 50s, so 2 times 50, plus 2 20s, so 2 times 20. 80 plus 100 plus 40. So we have 220 total here. Our surface area is 220 units squared. So area is squared, volume is cubed. Simplify on number 2. So on number 2, we're just combining like terms here. It's just a subtraction sign. So our like terms have the same exponent and the same variable. Same variable, same exponent. So right here, we have 2x squared minus negative 2x squared. So that'll be a double negative, so we end up with 2x squared minus negative 2x squared, which becomes positive. So that's 4x squared. And then 3x minus 4x, which would just be negative x. And then we have 7 minus 9, so that would be negative 2. Number 3, it says to factor this hot mess. But if you look at it carefully, you'll recognize that 9 is a perfect square, 49 is a perfect square, and it's subtraction. So I could rewrite 9x to the 4th power as 3x squared all squared. And then I can rewrite 49x squared y squared as 7xy squared. So this is a difference of squares. So our factors are going to be 3x squared minus 7xy times 3x squared plus 7xy. And if you don't believe me, work it out. Multiply them together. We've done problems like that, difference of squares. Number 4 says to factor 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. So this is a trinomial. We'll make our A, C, B chart. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. B is negative 9. Two numbers that multiply to give us negative 10 and add up to negative 9. Well, that would be negative 10 times 1. Negative 10 plus 1 is indeed negative 9. So using the box method, 2x squared would go here, negative 5 will go here, and then the negative 10x and 1x go here, because those two add up to the negative 9. And then with GCF, to get the top one, these two are both divisible by 2, and they also both have an x, which means an x has to go here, a 1 has to go here, and a negative 5 has to go here. So our answer is 2x plus 1 times x minus 5. Okay, number 5 says to simplify. Well, that's x plus 4 to the 4th power. Okay, so this is x plus 4 times itself 4 times. Okay, my advice for this problem is work in pairs. I'm going to do these two first. It's going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16, which is x squared plus 8x plus 16. And then do this one, which is going to be the same thing. So I have x squared plus 8x plus 16 again. And this, I need to multiply these two together. X squared times x squared will be x to the 4th power. X squared times 8x will be 8x cubed. X squared times 16 will be 16x squared. Now, one way I like to do this is stack the like terms as I go. 8x times x squared would be 8x cubed, and I'll stack it underneath the x cubed I already have. 8x times 8x would be 64x squared. And then 8x times 16, 8 times 16 is 128x. And then I switch to the last one, which is the 16 times x squared. So this would be 16x squared. 16 times 8, which would be 8x, which would be 128x again. And then 16 times 16 is 256. And so since I stacked my like terms as I go, I can just add them up. X to the 4th power is just x to the 4th power. And then 8x cubed plus 8x cubed is going to be 16x cubed. And then we've got these three to add together. 16 plus 64 plus 16 gives us 96x squared. And then 128 plus 128, 256, and then plus 256. And there's number 5. We'll have to distributing on that one. Okay, number 6. It says, given this function, f of x equals 3x to the 4th power minus 5x squared plus 2x minus 3, evaluate f of negative 1. So this is just saying plug in negative 1, right? So I have 3 times negative 1 to the 4th power minus 5 times negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 3. So negative 1 to the 4th power is just 1, because it would be negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. 2 negatives make a positive, 2 more negatives make a positive, so it's just 1 times 1, which is 1. Then negative 1 squared is positive 1. 2 times negative 1 will give us negative 2. So we really have 3 minus 5 minus 2 minus 3. So that ends up being negative 7. Okay, number 7. Find the x and y intercepts of the graph, whose equation is y equals 3x minus 12. Well, if you recall, x-intercepts have 0 as their y value. So we're going to plug in 0 for y and solve for x. Add 12 to both sides. 12 equals 3x. Divide by 3, x equals 4. And then y-intercepts have 0 as their x value. So y equals 3 times 0 minus 12. Y equals negative 12. Also, that's in slope-intercept form. Number 8. Determine whether the graph below is symmetric. If it is, describe the symmetry. So you should definitely recognize this as a parabola. And this symmetry goes right down the middle through the vertex, which is at 0, negative 4. So the graph is symmetric. And it's symmetric to the line x equals 0, which is the same thing as the y-axis. Number 9, the last one. The graph below represents f of x. Find f of 28. So just to recap, remember the number that's in the parentheses here is the x value. And they're wanting you to find the y value. So when x is 28, what is y? That's what we're asking here. So if we look at our graph, here's 28, and we're going to go up to the point on the graph where x is 28 to find the y value, which is 14,000. So f of 28 equals 14,000. So just an order pair. That's what we're looking for right there, just an order pair. Okay, so make sure you make those corrections with your red pen and submit it. Have a good day.